Greetings and welcome back to episode 2. So, in this part, I realize once again it's time to start thinking about and making decisions that are going to mechanically impact the rest of my game. So, what I've got so far is I actually added controller support using a library. So, right now, I actually have up to 4 players can actually be on the screen, active and playing at the same time, and everything actually works through controller now. Right now, I've got a PS5 controller, and you can move, jump. I updated the blocking to now be with the right stick, and you can move it around. I've also got, I don't know where I was at with the enemy last time, but now I've actually got a set of enemies that I can interact with and move and attack, and they've got their own attacks, and I'm enjoying that quite a bit. So it's good. Where I'm at right now, decision-wise, though, is this game is going to involve a lot of loot and crafting and a lot of action RPG elements. So I want it to feel very fast-paced and skill-based, but still have a system that rewards crafting and gathering and farming, because that's a big part of this game, is being able to grow crops in like a magical fantasy world in crazy upside down scenarios, and then use those crops to sell, to craft more, to explore, to kind of be able to do a lot within that. So right now I am figuring out, well, what am I going to do for combat specifically? So I want there to be a system where you can block, where you can dodge, where you can use skills in an active battle, like a kind of like I think a lot of the inspiration for this is going to be coming from Crosscode for the action. So if you haven't played that, you should definitely check it out. Fantastic game. And then I was talking with my son, who is also a gamer and helping me and giving me ideas, and he's like, well, what if you were a higher level or a lower level and you blocked, it did this or that. And thinking about that idea, it's like, well, yeah, level systems are a thing. They can be explicit or not. I'm gonna get killed over here. They can be explicit or not. So like, we're playing Final Fantasy VI right now, and there are levels in the players, and there are certainly levels for the enemies. You don't know the level of the enemies, but if you go to the wrong spot and you fight the wrong enemy, you're going to be destroyed. Whereas you have something like Oblivion, where it all scales, right? So no matter where you go in Oblivion, all the enemies are always at like the same difference to you. So you can explore the first tomb and have it be a challenge, and then you can be level 100 and explore the first tomb, and it's still a challenge to you because they all scale. And I think both of those are valid, but whatever one I choose drastically changes, because if you have a game where there's actually enemies based on levels, all of a sudden you've got zones, and you have to design your world, maybe from a lore standpoint, maybe just from a mechanical standpoint, but from like a level design standpoint. Now I have to split up sections based on level. What kind of enemies are in certain levels? I can't remember the game I was looking at. It was something I was watching where you're running around a vast open world, and there are different leveled enemies just everywhere, like giant monsters, and it tells you the level, and you know that you're not supposed to mess with this giant, but you can take on this little dude, and it has roaming monsters, so you never know what's going to happen. So like, that's an idea. I play a lot of Dark Souls and like those kind of tougher games, and so with a stamina system, you could imagine you can block a certain amount, and then after that you take damage, and that is going to change like how I design the enemies and how much crafting plays into the stats in that regard. And so all of those decisions then also filter back to the story. And me, I don't know about you, but for me, I spend a lot of time on the mechanics of the game, and I haven't spent any time on the lore or the story yet. I enjoy writing. I love fiction writing, I love fiction reading, and I like coming up with worlds and stories. I just haven't done that yet, and I'm kind of at a point where, okay, I kind of need to. Yeah, there's more I could work on. I want to try adding stairs once again into this game. I tried that once on this and it failed, but I have another idea, so I'm going to try adding stairs. I could add some more enemies. I'm looking for a better test sprite to have a combo system, and eventually I'll have like a full skill tree with spells and abilities. So like I could start building some of those things. But at the same time, I need to come up with a good vertical slice of this game to showcase the farming, to showcase the NPC interaction, to showcase the action, to showcase the crafting, and how that all kind of comes together. Because I need to be able to have a fully playable game with all of these systems to make sure it's good, to make sure it's fun, and to be able to find some investment, to be able to find some financial backing to be able to work on this more. So, all of that being said, yeah, it's kind of at a time where I need to start thinking about the story to my game because I want the story and the mechanics to mesh. Not every game cares, and that's okay, but I do care, and so I want it to make sense. I want what you're doing mechanically, gameplay-wise, to make sense story-wise. And yeah, it's going to be a video game, and it's going to be set in a magical world, and I want it to be a little silly. It's definitely going to have some humor in it. It's definitely going to have some fantastical elements that are just weird and wild, but I still want it to be believable and for you to be able to get immersed into this game and into this world in a way that makes sense. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm happy with this library that I grabbed. If you're not familiar with using libraries inside of GameMaker, they can do some really nice heavy lifting for you. So what I got was, it's called the input library, and this is everything that it came with over here. And so it allows you to basically off-put everything to do with input, controllers, keyboard, mouse, everything, and bring it all together under one umbrella. And you can choose how much to use or how little to use. So in my case, I want to support all of the major controllers. So you can set up a system for PlayStation where you can actually use the unique things here, and then you can set it up for Xbox, then you can set it up for Switch, and you can set it up for generic, and each one of those you can actually just use the code that they already have. I'll see if I can find it. There is a lot of code and a lot of libraries going on here, and trying to find some of these sometimes, like, there's probably 100 or more scripts that they've got inside of here, and not gonna lie, I don't know what 95% of this does. What I do know is I can look up cluster. Actually, let me look up blocking because I defined this. So if you come over here, I'm right at input. Yeah. Nope, not that one. I'm at, no, that one. So, how the input library works, if you've never used it before, it's from Juju Adams, I believe, that whole gang that has made a tremendous amount of stuff, like Scribble as well. Really, really fantastic. You define all of the inputs that you want as type of verb, and so on a controller, right, I can accept. I'm not putting it to X, because X on a PlayStation versus Xbox versus Switch versus a keyboard, every single one of those is going to be different. But the idea of accepting or canceling or moving, you lock those into verbs, and then you come in and you define what that looks like and how that actually interacts. And you can define that for different sets of controllers. You can define a cluster. So for my blocking cluster, I created my own cluster, and then I said it consists of the entire right stick, left, right, up, and down. And then I can say, hey, give me the value of that cluster. Am I moving? Am I not moving? What's the input on it? Where is it at? What's the threshold? All of that information I can get back really quickly. And it also manages the entire joining system. And so right now, like, I made the UI and stuff, but the actual, like, detecting a controller, it does that. It detecting the players, it does that too. So you can join each one, you can back out, and it keeps all of that in itself. And then when you press start, I have it automatically assigning the controller number to each player, and then you can go from there. You can customize these things on the fly, so you can do dynamic controls, so you can have button configuration, I think is what it is, which is really cool. And all of that is just right inside of here. Let me see if I can pull it up. So GameMaker input library, and this is it right here. So I'm using the latest version 10.2, It definitely took me a while to figure out, honestly. I had the wrong mindset going in. I was like, oh, I need this like in the next 5 minutes, so I'll just grab it and it'll be fine. Instead of, oh, this is gonna take me a day to understand how to implement effectively. So it's really great, and this is something I want to make a tutorial on because I think lots of people could use something like this, and they've already done all the hard work, and now it's just someone like me coming along and explaining it, which is great. But this is what I've been using. Really great library. I haven't had any issues with my controller input, having multiples. It's been fantastic. On that front, though, yeah. The other thing, which I wonder if you've struggled with before, is the idea of wanting to improve the visuals and look of your game drastically between showing it. So if you'll notice, I don't think I changed a single thing about the actual room that I'm testing stuff in. I had this urge and this itch like, oh, I need to change this, I need to add this, I need to actually make it look better, I need to have like a real demo level before I talk about the next game devlog. And I'm like, no, I am building the foundations and the mechanics behind the scenes, and that's okay. It's okay to just have what you have instead of thinking you need everything. And I struggle with that, and this is me intentionally saying, hey, I didn't get that much visually done, but I am proud of what I got done, and I'm checking in because I am continuing on with this project. This is the game I'm going to make, and I want to share that journey because I hope some of you will find it valuable. But that's it. So yeah, let me know what you're working on. I'd love to walk alongside with you. I'd love to see your games and check out what's happening. So leave a comment. Find me on X. Find me wherever I am. I don't even know where I am, honestly. But hit me up. Show me what you got. Stick along. Subscribe if you're enjoying it. And that's it. So, as always, keep making, keep learning. I'll talk to you later.